Good morning. Today is Thursday, September 9th, and it is a green day. Tomorrow will be a gear day. As a reminder, gear day attire is visible SJA gear on top with dress code appropriate bottoms. Student government will meet tomorrow at 1:15. Please see Mr. Ryan or myself with any questions. Seniors and juniors, today is the deadline to register for the PSAT or SAT. Please be sure to register by the end of the day. If you have questions, stop by the guidance office for more information. Science Olympiad meets today in Streeter 241 from 3:30 to 4:45. Interested in exploring atmospheric chemistry? Interested in building the lightest, strongest bridge? Attend to learn about the Science Olympiad and what we can do together. Contact Mr. Eckel at the SCJ Labs email with questions. Contrary to what Jessie J says, it's all about the money, money, money. All about the money, money, money. And some other stuff. Come join FBLA this afternoon from 3:30 to 4:30 in Streeter 208 with Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Kendall. Writer's Block, the Academy Creative Writing Club, will meet today in Ranger 110 from 3:30 to 4:30. Bring a pen or your computer, have a cookie, and get ready to create a poem or a story. All are welcome. Want to spend a relaxing hour knitting or learning to knit? Come join the knitting club after conference period in Severance 16. Bring your own project or borrow some stuff to start a new one. There is a proposal for a new club on campus. Are you interested in doing the hard work to have civil conversations with those you might disagree with? Learn to listen without judgment, shame, or blame, and in turn be listened by the same way? Learn to lessen the emotional charge in today's conversation so the real work of understanding one another and creating change together can begin? If so, support the proposal for Moral Courage Club by visiting Mr. Muir in Ranger 117A to express your interest and sign up to move the proposal forward. Join the Outing Club this Saturday and come rock climbing with us at the iconic Echo Crag in Franconia, New Hampshire. No experience is necessary and all are welcome to come climb some cliffs with us. Sign up and get permission slips in campus life. Day students must get a liability waiver signed. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The trip will leave from Brantview Drive Saturday, September 11th at 9 a.m. Did you know that more than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's? In the U.S., Alzheimer's and dementia deaths have increased 16% during the COVID pandemic. Held annually in more than 600 communities nationwide, the Alzheimer's Association's Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest fundraiser for Alzheimer's care, support, and research. This inspiring event calls on participants of all ages and abilities to join the fight against the disease. The Northeast Kingdom Walk to End Alzheimer's will be Sunday, September 26, beginning at 9 a.m. at the St. Johnsbury Welcome Center. The National Honor Society invites you to join the St. Johnsbury Academy team to raise funds and walk for this very worthy organization. Registration forms can be picked up in the guidance office. Please see Ms. McCaffrey in guidance with any questions. Attention all students planning to attend Friday evening's home football game under the lights. Please bring a student ID if you have been issued one. If you are a new student and haven't received your student ID, know that we will have class rosters to check you in. Academy students attend home athletic events at no cost. Happy birthday today to Lil Kittredge. Today we have JV boys soccer versus South Burlington at 4:30. Good luck and have a great day.
Thanks, Ashley. And I know that they're celebrating Lil's birthday in Mr. Roberts' advisory, so the rest of you can also give her a little round of applause, though she won't hear you today. We know that it's your birthday, Lil, so happy birthday to you. A couple of things today. I've been thinking a lot about campus, and now that we're kind of into the flow and routine and what things look like. So first I want to welcome the sophomores with us today. I'm sorry that the weather kept you from having your outdoor chapel. I know that Ms. Huntington was hoping to see all of you together this morning, but know that we'll get you rescheduled for next week, and hopefully the weather will be a little bit more cooperative as it rained throughout the evening. But I'm wondering this morning, after watching lots of people do some on-the-spot kind of problem solving yesterday, I'm curious about how it is that you look at life, both in school and beyond. And I guess I'm speaking specifically to those of you who are seeing yourself as student leaders, who aspire to those roles, those that are in National Honor Society and student government already, dorm council, the GSU, your class councils, but also captains of teams and faculty and staff that are thinking about leadership commitment and what that looks like. And I'm curious if you see yourself as someone who, if there's a solution to every challenge, that's the way you look at it. Or is there a problem in every circumstance, and how do you approach that? When you think about making yourself a little bit more solution-oriented, I wonder if you might consider what I would call the 4 R's. So try to stay with me in this one. 1, refuse. 2, refocus. 3, rethink. And 4, repeat. So refuse, why would I start with that? Well, if there's something that comes up in front of you, do you refuse to give up? Do you refuse to give up? Do you think about this in the classroom, if you're thinking about group work, on your team, if you're thinking about something that hasn't been started yet, if there's something that's going on in your dorm? Do you refuse to give up? Do you think that the situation is impossible? Or are you able to determine together that we might be able to come up with a solution if we refuse to stop thinking about ways to maybe cultivate a different idea? Number 2, refocus. If we refocus our thinking, then maybe no problem can withstand the sustained thinking of good people together who want to think outside the box. Can you set aside time with those key stakeholders on your team, in your classroom, with your colleagues, whoever that may be, to work out that problem? Because that prime time thinking time is really important. How do we cultivate that time? What does it look like? Where do we begin? Number 3, rethink. Can we rethink the strategy? Right? We've learned a lot about what goes on in the world, and certainly the world's a little bit different than we used to look at it. And so can we rethink a different strategy? Can we get outside of the box in our thinking? Can we move away from the typical way that we might solve the problem? Will we allow ourselves to break a few rules in our thinking? Will we allow ourselves to brainstorm some of those things that might seem like absurd ideas? Can you redefine the problem in a different way? Can we do whatever it takes to generate fresh ideas and approach the problem differently? Are you solution-oriented? Number 4, let's repeat the process. If those things are working, let's keep at it. If we don't succeed at first, let's repeat. Let's reorganize. Let's figure out where we go from there. When you do succeed, you want to repeat the process with a different problem. Look at things differently. Remember that the goal, right? When you're thinking about the goal, you want to cultivate a solution. You want to be someone who is got an attitude that helps you bring into play all of the situations that we want to be thinking about. So why am I thinking about this today? Well, we're 1,000 strong this year, right? Plus the faculty, plus the staff. There's a lot to reestablish. There are lots of habits of mind. There's lots of patterns. There's going to be some, as I would call them, opportunities, not problems, that are going to come up, and we're going to need to face them together and not be distracted by what always used to work, as opposed to maybe can we rethink and reorganize and approach the problem differently to find together some solutions. When I think about this from a student lens, I think about the idea that high school is part of this journey for you, when you're becoming who you are, when you try to establish those character habits, make those memories with your friends. Think about who you want to become. You chose this school for a reason. We have a mission, right? We have a mission in this school. When we think about who we are closely connected to that mission. And advisors, I would love for us to kind of continue to go back to that. I know your deans are asking that. I know we're hanging the mission up in classrooms, but that's an agreement. You chose this place. This is where you want to be to create who you want to become. So we need to embrace that mission together. I want to remind us today of a few things that you agreed to when you signed on to that enrollment agreement, students, in your student handbook, which your advisors have, right? Go back to those ideas. Mr. Eaton has talked about the academic character. Bring yourself back to what is it that is done with malintent versus what is done with the right intent, right? How are you approaching your academic work? Do you pay attention to what you agreed to in that student honor code? Respect for property, your own property as well as others. That counts in the amphitheater, that counts as you're walking by. It counts on the grass, it counts in the classroom, it counts in the locker room. Respect for others' property, right? That means that if it's not yours, don't take it. And if it's somebody else's property, take good care of it. It's what we agree to. It's who we are. It's our mission. You see some garbage, pick it up. It might not be yours, but you might start a chain reaction. I watched Alice Nelson do that the other day in the dining space in the amphitheater. Nobody asked her to do it. She just took it upon herself to do that. If more of us start to keep this place a little bit better than we found it, then we're starting to live out our mission a little bit more. So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to look, and I'm going to watch, and hopefully we can be a little bit more solution-oriented as far as that goes. The third part of that honor code talks about building a trusting community that's safe, that's secure, that's productive, so that we can learn together. So safe means safe for all. In our mission, you'll notice that diversity is part of who we are. So that means that we all agree, regardless of our backgrounds, regardless of where we come from, regardless of our beliefs, that together here, we are better because we're together. It doesn't mean that we're always going to agree, but there are things that we're going to need to make sure that we agree to disagree on, and that we do the things that are best for the community. And so I'll push you back to that mission, I'll push you back to that student honor code, right? We want to make sure that we are the best people that we can become together, because that's who we are. So I encourage you all to be thinking about and having conversations about, what does it look like? What are the actions that are noticeable that you can see from the faculty, from the staff, and from the students together that make us better? Not just what's better for me, not just what's better for my friend, but for the whole community. There's lots of things. Many hands are going to make light work, and we're all in this together, so we need to figure out how to make that work together. Cultivating this place, a place that we're proud of, a place that is the reason why we chose to work here, why we chose to come here, why people came from all over the world to be with us, right? Because we are who we are. We should celebrate our differences. We should embrace the fact that we have one of the most diverse student bodies here in the state of Vermont and certainly around the world. We want to learn together. We want to be able to lean into hard conversations, because the honeymoon stage of the first start of school is over. Work's going to get a little bit harder. Things are going to pile up a little bit more. We're going to have to work a little bit more with our time management, right? And we're going to need to have some hard conversations. So I'm going to encourage you to lean into those conversations. Apologize when you make poor decisions. Embrace people when they're having a hard time. But challenge all of you. I challenge all of you to find a way to be a solution-oriented person so that we can all become better and have a great start to the school year. I wish you a great day. Let's make sure that we're in this together. Thank you.